guys, Rick Shaw here on the 27th of January 2022. We've got a beautiful day. The sun's nice and hot. I got a black shirt on just to try to soak it up. We had rain all night. The temperature was enough where it didn't even need a cover last night. It wasn't cold at all, but it just was a steady rain, and my bones soaked up a lot of that moisture. You need the rain, but for me, it's, I'm still trying to walk this off. It's later in the day than I usually do a vlog. But I'm seeing lots of new people coming here, and I'm letting them all know about the water here and how, it'll get worse. I talked to the Demeterland folks, asking if they're disclosing this to the customer. None of these customers knew a thing about it. I talked to a bunch of them this morning while I was walking around getting ready to do this vlog. And there's just a bunch of them here, so I told them, And the Demeterland guy said, yeah, they've been talking with the people who run the water here. So hopefully it'll get resolved. I don't know if he's just saying that, making it up, or what, because they know I'm a squeaky wheel here. And I'm telling the people. But at least the folks here that are coming in, they can have electric for a pump and a tank or something. At least they can be prepared for it. I talked to the one lady over here, her friend's here, and she was saying, yeah, her friend is saying there's no water upstairs. And I said, yeah, you got to put it. She's like, what do we do? I said, you just need a provision somewhere where you can have a tank and a plug so you can run this, maybe even on a switch if you want to turn it off when you leave or whatever. No sense in keeping all this pressure in the pipe when you don't need it. But so she was into that. She was like, oh, I'll talk to them about it. She said they never said a word to her. So this is just Demeterland. They're going to hide what the bad things and only showcase their good. And these people in the office, they don't tell you a lot of stuff. So I think it's really bad. If you use them, just watch my videos and talk to them, because I think you could get a really nice house from them if you talk to them. So this area right here, I don't know what kind of plant's in here, but it always smells like pesticide. Could be maybe they're spraying when I'm not here, but nothing's dying. But I wanted to talk about something this morning that I watched. It was just absolutely ludicrous. Them Canucks, you gotta give these people that are running the show up in Canada, you gotta really they need to go to a mental asylum. Now check this out. Now Ottawa, they're just blocking anyone who's got the jab. Okay, but somebody please tell me how this is helping with this COVID. Okay, if you're jabbed, you can go into the big super Walmart or whatever, Costco, whatever they got up there, and you can shop for anything you want. But if you are unjabbed, they put somebody with you. He got to go with you. Now they're putting this guy in danger, mind you. And he's got to follow you through the store, and you're allowed to get pharmaceutical stuff and food, but you're not allowed to buy anything else. Now, how is that helping with COVID? Guys, this is the boot on your neck again. This Trudeau guy, he's a Schwabi. I'm starting to call these little Schwabi schooled people Schwabis. He's a Schwabi, and God, you can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't make this up. These are some sick people, They care not for you. And then you look at this Trudeau, the jobs he had before he became premier. He got fired from them. He got fired from his jobs. And you guys up in Canada, you need to fire him from this one, because he's a sick prick. Alls I've been hearing him talk about, with all the problems that are going on in the world, all he's talking about is COVID. And now his other thing he started to talk about is he wants to lower the age of consent for anal sex down to 6. What? Who wants to talk about that? That's people like him with that kind of crap on his mind. See, this is what's on his mind, so this is what he's going to do. How many other Canadians were even thinking of that? Nobody's thinking of that. That's disgusting. These guys don't even know an entrance from an exit. I don't get them. Morning. I don't get these people. They're absolutely disgusting, sick. PHUCKS. So I don't know what to tell you about them. But I did read a couple other things. I see also Pelosi. She wasn't going to run. Now she's going to run again. I think what happened was they got the votes are in the bag already. So now she's going to go ahead and she's going to run again for the speaker. And she's doing it for the children. Yeah, you know what they're doing it for the children for? So they can abduct them. That's why they're doing it for the children, just like what Obamacare was set up for, so they can track these kids. And then you can place your order. And they do it like pizza. They make an order for these kids. I want a blue-eyed one with light skin, you know. And they do, man, they're doing really sick stuff to these kids. How come in the States we're hearing numbers of 800,000 children? And I don't mean teenagers that run away. I mean little tiny children go missing. You know, it's an industry with these people. You know, and then their adrenochrome and all this baloney. They're sick, and people don't want to believe it because, honestly, it's really hard to believe that people could be so evil. You know, I can't understand somebody who would want to, you know, make whoopee with a baby. You know what I mean? I can't get my head wrapped around somebody that would actually do that. And personally, to me, I don't think anybody who does something sick like that can be rehabilitated. If you're that far gone, it's time just to end them, to me. You know, if they do something like that to a little baby, just end them. It's totally sick. Now, I do know people. I had a buddy when I was pretty young. Him and his wife were getting divorced, and it was going okay for him because the judge talked to the kids and stuff. Well, then the wife, all of a sudden, she said, he's fondling him. And then boom, he got smashed. He got labeled a sex offender. And I knew this guy from before his kids were born. He's a great father. It's just his wife went nutty. And then years later, of course, she goes back. You know, 25 years later, she goes back because she's older now and she's got cancer. And she goes to the judge and tells him, you know, hey, he really didn't do that. He's still a registered sex offender, believe it or not. He's got to report all the time, tell him when he moves or where he goes. And they don't care because they got him in the system and they're making money off him. So what do they care? So you got to watch out for that kind of stuff too. And then the UK, United Kingdom Department of Health, on their big last report on page 23, they come out and said that if you're double jabbed, your immune system's shot. Basically, that's what they said. You're done for. You're going to have to get these things for the rest of your life in order to keep from croaking. So, you know, they moved the goalpost and they pushed people. And here's the deal, guys. If you take this thing, it's still voluntary. They're coercing you now, but nothing's making it mandatory. So they can come back and say down the road if something happens, hey, sorry, we're sorry. It was voluntary. You took it on your own. And now you got Australia. They got provisions in place where if you take it, the government's protected and the doctors are protected. You can't go back even on the doctors for giving a deadly poison. You know what I mean? This is crazy, guys, but this is what they're doing. And they're doing it in plain sight. You know, and you guys, it's so easy to look up Agenda 21 and all this stuff. I mean, if you just spend a couple minutes, you can look this up. You know, but so many people are still saying I'm a tinfoil-headed nutbag, you know. But you guys are sleeping and you won't come out of your slumber, and that's a shame, you know, and it's a lot. And then also the other thing I saw in the news is Wisconsin wants to pull their 10 votes. Blah, 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 blah. I've been hearing this for too long, a year. Okay, yeah. You know, it's a preliminary thing that they're voting on. Who knows? These people will be bought off long before anything ever changes, and it won't change. They're too deep in this. And me with seeing Pelosi jumping back in, she wouldn't be jumping back in unless she knew she was going to get in. Okay, so the fix is in the bag, if you ask me. They've got too much power and control now. They've got everything. They're getting the one Supreme Court guy to step down. They're coercing him into doing that so they can have the court. You know, they got these nutbags on there already. You look at that one woman on there. You know, honestly, to me, I want somebody who knows whether they're a boy or a girl. I don't want somebody who's vague about that, sitting up on the highest court on the land. I'm sorry, that's just me, but that's what I want. So, yeah, I saw a really funny thing. This was one Biden. It says, "Brain is dead. Expect nothing." But the other thing I saw in England while I was checking the news really this morning, got up it was about 3 again. They have miscarriages are up 300%. Stillborns are up 300%. And these guys who are pushing this thing said a long time ago, hey, if we do a really good job on this job of the hut, we can get rid of the 10 to 15%. That was old Gates himself. You can look that one up. And this is what they want, guys. They want desodulation. Okay? So, and it's funny here, when you're here in the Philippines, people don't know what pop is. You tell, hey, I need a pop. They don't know. So just know that. It's all soda here. Soft drink. That's the big thing they call it here. But desodulation. I got to use Quatrains here because they're going to nail me. I put some stuff on Facebook, and the one thing was from a renowned doctor, and they come back and stamped it, removed it, and said if I do it again, they're gonna shut me off. And I don't care. Let them shut me off. Let the liberal nutbags have that. Let them have it. Hopefully we'll get something better. But you look at this stuff, what Trudeau's doing up in Canada with this thing. They've got these truckers going through. They got a bunch of them from America joined in. They're going to Ottawa. There's tons of them. And he's shutting off the cameras. He doesn't want any of this news getting out. And he says, oh, no, it's just this fringe, these nutbags. It's a fringe. Well, there's people lining the whole way. I mean, they're lining the whole way. This is millions of people, and this guy is just going to keep himself so aloof and disconnected so he can lord over you and tell you what you're going to do. And then you have him doing this job at the hut. And when you're pushing up daisies, that's when they're going to be satisfied with you. That's when they're going to take the focus off of you. And this is with governments worldwide. This is what they want, guys. If you can't see that, it was written, this Agenda 21, 2030, all the countries that signed on to this crap, and these UN guys, none of this is there for your help. Look at this. You look at what's happening to people all over. They're not wearing a mask, and police are beating them down. They beat this one 16-year-old girl down. She wasn't wearing her mask, and then they're punching her. I got the video. They're punching her in the face while the other one's trying to put a mask on. And you know what's the matter? You know what the problem is? People are filming this, and people are standing there, and they're letting it happen. No. This is where you jump in on these pricks and you stop them. They're committing a crime. These people are committing a crime. It's assault and battery. A cop isn't allowed to touch you just because you're not wearing a mask. That's a big pile of crap. That's the biggest pile of crap there is, guys. And they're just citizens like you are. They've got no more powers. They drive on the highway at 90 because nobody else can stop them. They can do reckless things because nobody stops them. It's time to stop these people. I'm not kidding you. And with all the arms in the United States, these guys need to turn around on what they're doing, or they got what's coming to them. And I don't feel sorry for any of them. I've been harassed by police my entire life because they're tax collectors. That's all they are. I never had much use for them. They've never kept me safer. When I lived in a bad neighborhood, you call the cops, they might come the next day. Or they send detectives figuring there's going to be a body. They don't give a flying crap about you. Now in the rich neighborhoods, they guarantee they'll be there within 90 seconds. Yeah, it's a rich neighborhood. But I remember going through where my father lived. I used to park my car because it was an old car. I was afraid they were going to stop me. And I would walk into his town. And you know what they would do? They'd harass me anyway. They'd stop me anyway. Just for walking down the street. This is what they do. They're out after you. And I don't got time for them. I'm not into defunding, but you know what? You dang cops that are in there and you're letting your buddies break the Constitution and the law, you're just as guilty as them. And you're nothing but punks, if you ask me. You jackbooted thug punks. They need to add a P on the end of that with you guys. And I'm watching. Hey, don't sit there and say, oh no, that's just a few bad apples. I'm seeing so many videos of you guys just running roughshod over people the world over. And hey, if you get yourself in a tangle, I don't care. Good. I'm seeing them throwing Molotov cocktails now at these guys. They're not hitting them. They're kind of throwing them at their feet. But for me, those guys stand on that line, and the citizens over here, if they get hit in the body with one of them things, I don't care. It's good. Serves them right. You guys are going too far. Just like they did 90 years ago. They went too far. And it ended badly for all of them. These doctors and nurses, they were swinging, just like the rest of them. And so if that's going to happen to you, good. I hope so. Now, it might go farther, and your side might win, and they'll knock the population down to nothing, you know. But you jackboots, you think they're going to need you after that? You dummies! Look what they did in those camps way back when. They had the people working, and when they were of no use, they went in with the rest of the people, and they got some new ones. They'll always find new ones. That's just the way it goes. You know, you just got too many punks. So I don't know how that camera was. I'm trying to keep it so the light doesn't darken it up so much. I need like a reflector on the front of this when I'm walking away from the sun. But we got a beautiful day, and I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go today. I'm walking off this backache. It's pretty sore. We went walking last night, and my left leg from the hip all the way down to the knee on the left side is just completely numb, and then from the knee all the way down to the foot is just numb again. And this is that scoliosis with the spine, and I'm not going to do. They wanted to do like a shock absorber thing, where they put these little shock absorbers on each side, and I wasn't going for that. That was years ago. I wasn't going for that because, like the one doctor told me, I went for different opinions, and he said, yeah, that would work great for you, but with the way you're active, if that breaks, you're going to be 100 times worse. You're going to be in a royal soup. So I didn't go for that. There's Big Boy. I got to always bark. All right, buddy, come on, knock it off. Yeah, that one gets out loose. The other day, the gate was wide open here, and I'm afraid if they lose control of him, it could go real bad. I don't know why people have these things. You never see him out there petting him. You never see him walking him. He's in that cage there. They don't do that, and that's a shame because he's a beautiful, beautiful dog. You know, he needs to get out and get socialized, but it's probably too late for him. It's probably just a little bit too late. So I'm gonna let you go on this magnificent day. That's the house my wife likes over there. Nice people in there. They fixed the wall up over there, but they're coming over that wall over there. It's not this wall here, but it's the next one back. You go off to the one side, goes back a little farther. They cleaned that road out back there, so at least you can go down it. But they sure do got a lot of new houses they're going to start building here pretty quick, guys. Bunches of them. So I'm doing my bit. I'm going down and telling all the people that already plunked their money down that there's no water here, and you better do something and talk to Demeterland. Hopefully they'll push this. They could easily push getting the city water if they wanted to. They're a big enough company. But here's the deal. None of those Demeterland people live here. So what the hell do they care? You know, I'm serious. I think that is the mentality that's going on now. They don't give a flying crap with all this garbage that's around. We've told them, you know, look at the garbage. And I even show the people that are coming here. These people are just buying new. I said, look at this. Look at all this crap here. Come up here. Look around my house. And they're looking, oh, wow. Yeah, that's bad. Tell them when you go down the office, tell them to clean this crap up. If you come here with kids, your kids are going to be stepping on a nail getting tetanus. You want lockjaw? You know, this is what they're doing here. And I know people say I'm a complainer, but gosh dang, I've been just talking to them. Please pick this garbage up. Please clean this up. I'm not being nasty to these people. That's one thing you're going to find out here in the Philippines. If you get nasty with somebody, they're done with you. They're absolutely done with you. You can't do that. They get hurt feelings real quick here, and they're just done. They won't talk to you again. And also, when I was in the thing yesterday, the immigration, there's a big paper on the wall saying if you get rude or crappy with an employee, they're done with you. They're going to put you out, and you can't come back. Serious. It's right on their wall. It's a Republic Act, or one of their things in the, I forget what, I should have read what it was, but I didn't bring the camera in because I didn't know if there was any filming. It didn't say there couldn't be, but I didn't want no trouble. And but it's on the wall, guys, so you cannot do that. And that's day-to-day life here. Day-to-day life. You don't want to get somebody, you know, where you're really on them or anything. Now, I didn't get abrupt with the guy, but I stood my ground yesterday. You know, they start telling you it wasn't paid from 2014 and there's fines and all this stuff. So, but we went up and looked. We went up and looked through I looked up through there for the receipts. And what I'm thinking happened was in 2014, we went down and got the stamp and the passport. And they did not tell me that I had to go down and do a yearly. Even though they just gave me the stamp, they never said a word. I thought it started the next year. They told me about that. You got to check in every year, blah, blah, blah. This was in immigration down in Manila. And they told me that. So there was no receipt for 2014. The first receipt I have is 2015. I got them right in an order. My wife is the best file keeper in the world. There is none for 2014. So the guy was right. He was right. But they never said. What would have happened is I would have had to go down as soon as they gave me the stamp and the passport and my IRC card was on the way. I would have had to go down straight over and done that. Now they have a window there where you can pay that. They didn't tell me, okay, here's all your papers. They had me going window after window to do all this stuff. Why didn't they tell me to go to that window? Did somebody up there not do their job? So be careful of that one, guys. It'll come back to bite you, and they can, you know, depending on the office, they might push you to pay the penalty all the way from back then. You know, it was 7-8 years that this went on, because it was 2014. So, but there was no receipt. The dude was right, but he was a really nice guy. Said, here's what we're going to do. Just pay the 310 pesos for 2014. I'm going to give you a receipt for it, and we're done. Then you go home. And I'm like, cool. Way to go, Daddy-O. So, but here we go. Me, Mr. Ramblin' Rick. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go, and I'll talk to you guys again, Lord willing, tomorrow. And don't forget to pray for each other. Rick, show out.